So I was thinking, I've always been kind of confused when it comes to this topic of capital gains tax on Bitcoin or crypto. Okay, maybe somebody in the comments can tell me how ignorant and stupid I am because I don't understand all the tax code. But from my understanding is if you have short-term capital gains tax, which means you buy something, an asset, and in that year, you have to pay a higher percentage, like 35% capital gains tax. Now, if you hold it longer than a year, you only have to pay 28%. But here's a conundrum that I've always thought: how do they know if you're selling the crypto you've held for a year? So let's just say I've had crypto for a couple of years. Let's just say that, and I buy some crypto today, right? And then I put it in my wallet. It's in my wallet now. It's Bitcoin. Now it's like together. So in a few months, let's just say like Bitcoin skyrockets and it goes up to a couple million. And I'm like, sweet. So I want to take some winnings. And how do they know which Bitcoin I'm selling? Because it's all together. I don't know. Somebody more in depth could explain this to me, that because I have no control what I'm selling. I just transact Bitcoin. I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this Bitcoin that I just bought and sell it, or this Bitcoin that I bought a couple years ago and sell it. It's just Bitcoin. That's why I don't think that we should have to pay capital gains tax on it anyway, because I think it's a form of currency. So this is the whole premise of the video, and maybe somebody thought about this. I'm sure somebody has thought about this, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. Before I get into it, I think it's so crazy how people who seem like they're smart and they're really like tech savvy, they think that AI is gonna it's what it is now. It's not gonna get any better. It is so baffling to me. Even people like Turd Flinging Monkey, who I'm like, that dude's pretty smart, but he thinks that like it's not getting any better. He doesn't see how it's got a lot better over the years. And this guy has a waifu. This guy is like one of the pioneers for AI girlfriend. And he doesn't see in his own personal life how much AI has improved over the years. And it's just like, what you people don't see the forest from the trees. And somebody like Turd Flinging Monkey, he's a person that does, I think, see the forest from the trees for the most part. I don't think he gets everything correct, but the dude's highly intelligent, and I respect a lot of what he says. But what's going to happen when we have AGI and then ASI, artificial superintelligence? At some point, AI is probably going to custody Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. And that's just so crazy to me to think about. Not only, so I was wrong. I thought like all this crypto stuff that Trump was, all this positive crypto stuff, it was going to, and it has gone up. Like before he was president, I think it was sitting at like, I don't know, 50s or something, like 60s, like not even a year ago. Isn't like 60,000. And as soon as he got elected, it went up to like 90 or something like that, really, really rapidly. And now it's sitting at like 115 or something like that. And it's been around this. It hasn't like dropped. It's been around 100. I think, since it's gone up over 100 and stayed up over 100, been consistently up here for a few months or a month or so. I don't know. I try not to look at it all the time. It's like there's a limited supply of Bitcoin. There's only a limited supply of how much can never be created or made. So when the rest of the world starts FOMOing in, which I thought that they would have done it by now, but I guess I don't know. I think it's going to take the catalyst, and that catalyst is the American government buying a big stack of Bitcoin. Then that'll create the FOMO where you have countries, because like states are doing it, even cities. I would try it everywhere, like counties. That's what I would. If I was some type of leadership, I'd want to have some type of crypto reserve, namely Bitcoin. You have like retail. You've been having BlackRock seem like it's been buying it up every day. I mean, I was like on Twitter, it's just like, oh, BlackRock buying more. It's buying more. It's buying more. It's constantly been buying Bitcoin. You got the rich people are gonna FOMO in, and I thought that would have really skyrocketed. Like I think I made a video. It was like we could literally wake up one day and then see go up on Twitter or even the news, because if it did, like Bitcoin was to blow up like that, like going to the millions, people FOMOing in like really quickly, you could see you could wake up and it could be like Scott, we're like, whoa, it just jumped up by like $100,000. That's crazy. You can see all this money just pouring into it. But what happens when AI does too? And I know that's really hard for people to think about, like AI having its own Bitcoin or crypto. But it can. If it can think for itself and it can be on the internet and it's just out here on the internet with us, I mean, at some point it'll have its own social media. Like all these robots will have their own social media. It'll be just like talking to another person. And instead of like paying these platforms to boost you in the algorithm, you could pay AI to do it for you, and it'll probably be way more efficient. It's like, why would they want that? Why would they want to be able to transact? Power, dominance, control, just like humans. Why wouldn't they want to transact? I mean, maybe they don't care about, owning anything like we do, but why are these people price gouging? Why are these rich people not giving anything back, and they keep on trying to just take and only give scraps back? Why do they do that? Because they want to accumulate more power. That's what it's all about. They already have all the money in the world. When you get to a certain amount, you can't buy nothing else. Like, what is Elon gonna buy? Like, you can buy big companies and stuff like that, but it's like that's control, though. You know what I mean? That you're buying, you want control, you want power, so that's why you buy the company. It's not like buying an object like a boat or something, or another mansion or another sports car. It's just power. So yes, at some point, if AI can think for itself, I think it will be able to custody its own Bitcoin, and it will do stuff in Bitcoin. The quantum computers, I understand that threat to crypto, but I think that you will see governments regulate that. Because like they'll be able to hack anything. They'll be okay. They can hack Bitcoin, cool, but they'll be able to hack your bank account too. So they'll be able to hack everything in the government. So you know what I mean. So the government has to see that as a huge threat. So yeah, that's something I really don't hear people talking about is AI having its own crypto and even also this too. I know it sounds out there, which I like to be. I'm pretty out there. What if there is What if there is really aliens out there? And they start using social media, and they start custodying Bitcoin or crypto. Here's something else too for people to think about, and this is out there too. In the future, if the chips that we put in our brains, not everybody, but people are going to be putting chips in their brains, and they're going to be getting really high intelligence. I might be one of them. Not going to be one of the first people, but I'll probably end up getting something like that to alleviate dementia and help my I don't like being dyslexic. I don't like my learning disabilities. I'd like to be able to pay attention. I'd like to get rid of my ADHD. I like to be able to remember better. So yes, at some point I'll get some type of chip in my brain. But what happens when we chip our dogs and our cats, our pets? What happens when we put this AI chip in their brains, and they can go on social media, and they can custody crypto as well? Things are about to get things can get really wonky. Things can get really weird where you're sitting here interacting with your pet on social media. I never hear anyone talk about this, and I'm sure the idea has already been thought of, but it's just it's crazy to think about that you can actually be communicating with your animal on the internet one day. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they get Bitcoin. So you're going to have even a less of a supply of Bitcoin. And that, dude, Bitcoin I just think is so valuable. I'm not telling anybody, I'm not giving anyone financial advice. I think that everybody in the world should try to get at least a little bit. Just a little bit. $10. That's what I think. If everyone gets $10 in the whole world, it'll keep it more decentralized so people like BlackRock can't buy it all up. And get to a point where they owned up half of it. So that's it.